Campus with our first unbeaten. Washington State putting its perfect record on the line at UCLA. The 4-5 matchup, just the 6th in Pac-10 history. Two teams ranked in the top 5 squaring off. First half, Bruins rolling. It's Russell Westbrook. Look out below, and UCLA's up 11-1. Kevin Love off the dribble. Nice bounce off the window. The Frosh with a career-high 27 points, 14 rips. UCLA up 13 at the break. And half number 2, Love lobbing to Alfred Abuya. Abuya throwing down. Bruins up 16. Wazoo trying to rally by dialing long distance. Derek Lowe for 3. The Cougs had a season-high 13 triples, including 7 in the final minute of a half. 24 for Lowe, but too much love. Bruins bounce the Cougs for a 7th straight time. 81-74 is your final.
Number 12, Vanderbilt, 16-0. Best start in school history, taking on Kentucky. Vandy was down 16 at one point in the second half, now down 5 with less than 2 to play. Shane Foster's the triple, cuts the lead to 63-61. Then Ramel Bradley doing a little window shopping for the Wildcats, and they have a 4-point lead. Now nursing a 3-point lead, Bradley called for traveling. That gives the Commodores a chance.
By 3.
Ensuing possession. Rise and fire! It's Shane Foster hitting another 3, and we're tied at 65. He had 20. Now, Kentucky, 2 seconds left. Bradley for the win? No, sir. We're going to overtime. In OT, Wildcats. Remember, they've been less than stellar in the debut of Billy Clyde Gillespie as head coach. Patrick Patterson, the putback. Freshman had 23 points and 12 boards. Kentucky up 3. Less than 10 to play. A.J. Ogilvie right there. Ties it at 72. 23,000 plus at Rupp Arena. Treated to another overtime. Second OT, Joe Crawford. Strong to the rack. But Ogilvie called for goaltending, so the Wildcats have a 74-73 lead. Bradley then makes it the mid-range jumper. He had 20 points, and that's pretty much all she wrote. Kentucky wins 79-73. They win their SEC opener.
Number 3, Kansas, putting its undefeated record on the line against Nebraska. Bill Self and company ready to go. First half, Daryl Arthur down low. All 5 Nebraska players collapsing on Arthur. He passes to Brandon Rush, wide open for 3. Jayhawks hit 46% from 3, up 8. Mario Chalmers, the baseline drive, finds Rush. Season high 19 points, 6 rips for him. Kansas up a dozen at the break. Second half, Chalmers, baseline, no. Sasha Khan, yes. 10 points for him. Jayhawks bounce the Cornhuskers for a 9th straight time. Kansas wins.
Memphis also undefeated. They're trying to go 15-0, visiting Marshall. Closing seconds first half. Derrick Rose. Dropping a funky baseline right there to beat the buzzer. He had 9 first half points. Memphis up 7 at the break. Second half, Joey Dorsey. That's just naughty. 11 points, 12 boards. Rose had a game-high 19 points. Memphis held Marshall to just 18 second-half points. They're now 15-0. They roll 68-45.
Number 1 and unbeaten, it's Danny Green's North Carolina club entertaining NC State. First half, Ben McCauley denied by Deon Thompson. North Carolina pulling away. Wayne Ellington gets a defensive stop. Tyler Hansborough finishes. Hansborough, 13 points, 13 rebounds. Tar Heels up 14. Wolfpack struggling inside. Brandon Costner denied by Green. 11th straight missed field goal by NC State. State not helping its cause. McCauley missing a lay-in. Wolfpack missed 18 straight field goals. North Carolina held State to just 17.6% from the floor in the first half. North Carolina up 30 at the break. Second half, Ty Lawson for 3 and a career-high 4 triple, 16 points. North Carolina wins 17-0. Back on campus, Tom Izzo's number 6 Michigan State club putting its 11-game win streak on the line against Iowa. Second half, Spartans down 2. Travis Walton's pass too far ahead of Raymar Morgan, out of bounds. Michigan State 18 turnovers. Spartans down 1 here. Goran Suton blocked from behind by Kurt Luby. Drew Neitzel, the steal on the run. He goes up for the lay-in, but he misses. Foul called to the Spartans on the rebound, but wait, ball is rolling around the rim. Iowa tips it out, might have been goaltending. Izzo doesn't like the call. Ruled no basket. Tony Freeman, straightaway three-pointer. He had 22 points, and the Hawkeyes upset number 6 Michigan State, 43-36.
Great finish between number 8 Georgetown and Connecticut. UConn assistant George Blaney filling in for Jim Calhoun, out with flu-like symptoms. Isn't that just the flu? I don't know. Second half, off the steal, Doug Wiggins the layup, and UConn has a 1-point lead. And then watch the pass from UConn's A.J. Price. This is And One mixtape tour stuff. Oh, the professor finds Jeff Adrian. Huskies up 3. Now here's something you don't see in college hoops these days. 2 7-footers. Roy Hibbert blocked by UConn 7-footer Hashim Thabit. That leads to Jerome Dyson with the Thunder. Huskies up 67-61. But the Hoyas come back. Jesse Sapp hits a triple. We're tied at 67. Hoyas had 10 threes as a team. Hibbert. Goodness gracious, the 7-footer for 3 puts the Hoyas up 72-69. 7'2" Roy Hibbert, his second career triple. John Thompson, yeah, he said he works on that shot during practice all the time. UConn can't do nothing with the inbounds, and the Hoyas win 72-69, their 12th straight win at the Verizon Center.
A major milestone in sight for Bob Knight, sitting on 899 career wins and counting his Texas Tech crew at Oklahoma State. Second half, Obi Manello gets open for 3. It rattles down. His Cowboys go up 10 moments later. Manello, another triple. Cowboys up 13. Get a hand in this guy's face. Another 3 from the top of the key. Manella again. Oklahoma State stuns Texas Tech. Manella, a season-high 21 points. Bob Knight denied. Win number 900.
From 900 to number 9, Tennessee visiting South Carolina. Bruce Pearl and company opened this game on an 11-zip run. Juwan Smith, the steal. And the reverse dunk, he had 15 points. Then they opened the second half on a 23-5 run. 10 different players scored for the Vols. Chris Lofton had just 5 points, but he still got his name in the box score. Jordan Howe hits the 3. Tennessee has won 9 in a row. They go on to win 80-56.
In the ACC, Virginia number 7 Duke, Gerald Henderson. Yeast, he got some hops first half. Henderson steals a rock. John Shire drives the paint. Back to Henderson, who just brings all the noise. I don't like begging, but yo, can we see that again, please? Henderson had 18 points later in the first. Duke's defense put them boys on lockdown. Sean Singletary inside. John Shire reads a passing lane, steals, deals, seals. Duke led by 12 at recess. They also hit 11 threes in the game. Second half, DeMarcus Nelson hesitates and then got all sick nasty, or as the kids at KO say, sig nasty. Nelson had 20, DeMarcus did. Dukies win large.
Illinois lost 4 in a row today. They had to play against a kid they thought was going to play for them. That's Eric Gordon. You see, he leads the Big Ten. He had originally committed to play for Bruce Weber, changed his mind when Kelvin Sampson called and said, why don't you play for us? He does. Folks in Bloomington happy that he does. Layup there, and then a nice dish to DJ White at 15. Hoosiers shot poorly in this game, but fought back and were able to beat a game Illinois team who played well in this one. Hesitation dribble there for Gordon, who had 17. Less than 2 to go. IU is up 2. Gordon. Pass is deflected. Armand Bassett comes right to him, and Splappa, the 3. He had 11 off the bench. And then late, Brian Randall, 3 goes begging. Calvin Brock goes to throw it up. Bassett with a good job blocking it. There's just a big old pig pile. Ultimately, fouls are called. Free throw shot. Gordon and the Hoosiers have won 27 in a row at home.
Big Monday, Big 12, Kansas, big good. Undefeated Jayhawks routing unranked Oklahoma. KU 17-0. First half, Mario Chalmers picks up a loose ball, finds Brandon Rush on the wing. 5-zip Jayhawks. Still in the first half, the lead's 11. Durrell Arthur, offensive rebound, kicks it out to Sharon Collins, who hits it 23-9. Off the Cole Aldridge block. Look how quickly Sharon Collins changes ends and finishes. Mark, get set, go. He is off. 94 feet in a flash. Kansas doubling him up. 33-16. Buck 10 to go. Chalmers, loose ball. Brandon Rush, so talented. Rush 16 points. Jayhawks by 22. Second half, it's just a matter of finishing off. Sasha Khan, the block, and then Rush. Trailing. Sometimes the fast break's good for 3, not just layups. Kansas finishes with 9 steals, 7 blocks, and an 85-55.
Speaking of head coaches, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, he'd rather be someplace else, preparing for something else instead of taking in the 6th-ranked Georgetown Hoyas, visiting number 16 Pittsburgh. Ronald Ramon had himself a ball game. Nice crossover move on Roy Hibbert there. Georgetown slow to inbound, and then Jonathan Wallace hits the buzzer beater. Half-court heave. Georgetown was down just one at the break. Pitt came out hot in the second half. Ramon for three, hit it. He had a season-high 18. The Hoyas, by the way, just 3 of 20 from three. In transition again, Keith Benjamin, the open three. He also had 18. Georgetown struggling all around. Watch Sam Young gets behind the Hoyas D and then makes it look easy. Pittsburgh was up 10. Pitt leading by 6 now in transition. Benjamin, how about that? Circus-like layup with the left hand gets it to go. Pittsburgh, their 13th straight home win. Panthers now 35-7 at home against the Big East since 2000. Direct Michigan State and Tom Izzo. Their squad fell 43-36 their last game at Iowa. Yeah, they scored 36. Marquise Gray, the slam. Spartans led by as many as 21 in the first half. Second half, Ohio State would make a run. All right, check out the chalkboard for you. Here we go. We're going to break it down. Watch number 14, that's Jamar Butler. He passes to Evan Turner. Othello Hunter comes out to set a back screen for Butler. Butler also has a screener. Costa Kufos in the corner. The defender, Travis Walton, trying to slip under the screen. But Butler cuts ball side, freeing him for the three. It's easy when you do it that way. Buckeyes try that same play. Matt Terwilliger sets the back screen for Butler. And off the Othello Hunter screen, frees himself for yet another three. But all those great plays, and yet it was Michigan State. Raymar Morgan up and under, and the foul. They go on to win 66-60. Bounce back.
Badgers, Nittany Lions, Wisconsin, one of only 2 unbeatens left in the Big Ten, at least in conference play. We're only 4 games deep. This is really bad for Penn State. Gary Claxton, leading scorer, rebounder on the team, second in scoring in the Big Ten, goes down, ACL injury, and he could be done for the year. That's not just bad, it's terrible for the kid. Michael Flowers from Wisconsin, very good. Knocks down the three-pointer. He was 5 of 6 from 3. Shot block, just stays with it, puts it back. Wisconsin won 6 straight against Penn State by an average of about 23 points, too. Let's make it 7 straight. This one, a win by 25. Flowers had 23 points, a career best. Wisconsin, 80-55. ACC final.
I do.
24th ranked Miami and Boston College. Hurricanes trying to do something they haven't done since January 22nd, 2000, and that is beat BC. That's a bit of a drought there, huh, Eddie Rios, airball, Tyrese Rice, back the other way, the alley-oop to Corey Raji. Nice punch. BC dominating 20-4, still in the first half, 13-point lead. Raheem Sanders draws 3 guys. That leaves Shamari Spears underneath. Bunny meat. BC up 15 at the half. It was a 14-point cushion. After intermission, BC 38-22. Ty Blair, big block. Ty Rice the other way. The game not going to be tied. BC wins the game 76-66, cruises, and continues to own the Canes cages.
And we continue. 23rd ranked Clemson and Oliver Purnell welcome the Wolfpack to town. Should have welcomed them with open arms. I mean, North Carolina State gave them a lot of help. J.J. Hickson, that way off the mark, off the lob there. Dennis Horner loses the ball. Wolfpack trailed by 8 at the break. Javier Gonzalez has it. Cliff Hammond's guarding him closely. Gonzalez eventually going to be called for that 5-second violation. Got to know your college rule book. And the frustration really setting in for North Carolina State. Marcus Johnson, the ball stolen by Sam Perry, finds David Potter. Story of this game, North Carolina State, a season-high 23 turnovers, led the 29 Clemson points. Back to college hoops now. Kentucky and Mississippi State. Jarvis Bernardo leads the nation, more than 5 blocks per game. Here Bernardo has his own shot block, grabs his miss, and puts it back for the score. Bernardo had 12 rebounds, the Dogs by 10. But then the Bernardo block party. We told you led the nation with 5.2 blocks per game. He had 10 blocks alone in his last game, 10 blocks in this game. Double-digit blocks in consecutive games. Now he's got 9 points. You know what's coming. 3rd triple-double in school history. Joins Lawrence Roberts and Jamont Gordon. Or not. Roy Williams, 0-4 at Alexander Memorial Coliseum since taking over as North Carolina head coach. Ty Lawson trying to do something about that. Crossover and the bucket. Immediately after that, look at Tyler Hansbrough. The steal on the inbound, bucket of the foul. Hansbrough at 18 in the first half, 27 for the game, 11 boards, 3 steals. Maurice Miller, the miss. Wayne Ellington, the rebound. Out ahead, the Marcus Ginyard for the flush. North Carolina was up 4. Closing seconds of the half. Tech hanging tough. Miller, pump fake. Jumper beats the buzzer. So Tech was down just 2. Told you it was a ball game. On to the second half. Tech's up 2. Here we go. Anthony Morrow. Pull up 3. Got it. Georgia Tech leading the #1 team to land by 5. Morrow at 13. Here's Lawson. Takes the inbound. Hey, coast to coast. And then right back the other way. No editing required to this part of the highlight. Miller, the pretty dish to Zach Peacock to a his 14. Up-tempo style of play all game long. We're tied now. Under 6 minutes left. Ellington in the lane. Quiet night for Ellington. Had 7 points. Tech down 3. Peacock finds a slashing Morrow to the bucket. Tech back within 1. Down 1, 11 seconds left. Peacock in the post. Initial shot blocked by Danny Green. Peacock, another chance. Misses that. Ball tipped out of bounds. Paul Hewitt's Georgia Tech team. They've lost to 3 ranked teams by a combined 10 points. They don't have Tyler Hansbrough.
Bob Knight's second crack at career win number 900. Not going to be easy. 9th-ranked Texas A&M visiting Lubbock. So, yeah, there's Bob. 899 career wins. He needs roughly 1 more for 900. Aggies, sloppy early. Joseph Jones, jumper no good. Traveling turnover. Less than 3 minutes to go. Derek Rowland passes to Donald Sloan. Not so well. Aggies would score a season-low 17 first-half points. Pooh, coach these boys up. Martin Zeno in transition. Red Raiders, 20-3 run. They lead at the half 32-17. Second half, Tech up a dozen. Trevor Cook behind the line, giving 3. Tech goes up 15. This game never in question. Later in the half, 51-35. Zeno, tough up and under, and the foul. Very pretty play. Texas Tech pulls off the upset. That's actually their 3rd straight win over the Aggies, and all of them with A&M in the top 10, 68-53.
Our players really played hard tonight against a really good team and a really good bunch of kids. But you people here tonight, and seats being full for a change, made one hell of a difference in the way Texas Tech played.
Bob gigging the hometown crowd just a bit about perhaps their poor attendance during the non-conference portion of the schedule. But they were there for this one on Wednesday night, a historic night. Knight becomes the first man in Division I basketball history to reach 900 wins, joins Tennessee women's head coach Pat Summitt, former Texas women's head coach Jody Conrad, as the only NCAA coaches ever to win 900 games or more. The General doing an excellent job afterwards of masking his joy over this historic win.
This thing never entered my mind. I could care less about this. I was just happy to get it over with because it becomes, it's just like when we played last year. We had a record last year that we're trying to break, and teams are trying to make damn sure that ain't going to happen to them. And the same thing with this. It was an albatross rather than, and so we got rid of it. Now we can concentrate on playing.
Second-ranked Memphis, 15-0 as they head to Houston, take on Rice. Cal, he's got some athletes. First half, Memphis up 11. Andre Allen picking up a loose ball, gets it ahead to Joey Dorsey. And watch Dorsey fly. 6'9", 265 pounds, good with children. Dorsey finished with 9 points, 14 rebounds. Second half, Memphis extending the lead. The freshman Derrick Rose to Donnell Mack. And, well, look at Mack off the miss. Thank you. Oh, to be young and athletic, that would be so nice. Whee!
How about just young?
Well, yeah, either one, I guess. Mack finished with 16, Memphis up 21. Robert Dozier, he can dunk as well. Memphis leads 52-28. Rice, 29 turnovers in this one, 17 of those steals by the Tigers. Antonio Anderson ahead to Andre Allen. Easy win for the Tigers, 77-50. Steve Lavin, what's left to prevent the Tigers from being perfect? Duke visiting Popham and the Florida State Seminoles. Coach K's team 2 straight losses to FSU. Both winners. Blue Devils were in the top 10. John Shire, I'll have none of that, thank you. Spot, fired, got 16 points in the first half. Shire then coast to coast, Maine to California. 16-zip Blue Devils run. They lead at the half 34-22. They're in command, and then somehow they get out of command. Florida State mounts a comeback. Look at Jason Rich. 4 Duke defenders. There they are. They're the fellas in blue. And I'm just going to blow by all of them. Poor defense more than it was great offense. Rich again to the hole, left-handed. FSU leads 55-54. They led 5-4 and 55-54. Every 50 points they went up in this game. Kyle Singler puts Duke up 2 with the 3. And 40 seconds ago now, FSU trails by 7. Game out of hand. Greg Paula slaps the offensive rebound away from Ryan Reed. The play blown dead during the ensuing scrum. Looks like Reed comes up, maybe goes a little jab. Paulus, Reed's called for a technical. Paulus makes the free throws. Coach K says, everybody simmer. Florida Ole Miss, Rebels looking to earn some SEC stripes against the two-time defending national champs. And Andy Kennedy's squad showing you the full range of their offensive game. Chris Warren, Zach Bramwell spin move, Kenny Williams, the left-handed hook. Brian Smith will go for three. Trevor Gaskin's going to finish it up by hitting Dwayne Curtis inside. 54% shooting for the Rebs. Ole Miss would lead 43-34 at intermission. Second half, Florida not going to go away. I mean, the game's scheduled 40 minutes. Might as well stay. Nick Kalafis coast to coast and one. 4-point trip after a technical foul. Florida within 4. Trevor Gaskins, though, puts his team back up 7 with the 3. Later in the half, Ole Miss up 75-66. Dwayne Curtis, baseline and the reverse. He had 20 points, 12 rebounds. Ole Miss going to get out of here with a 2-point win, improved to 15-1.
You know, I'm missing the holidays very much. It is mid-January, but really it's almost Christmas. Almost Christmas, he said.
How many shopping days till Christmas?
20th ranked Xavier visiting Temple.
Today.
Derek Brown going up for the layup, blocked by Olmos. The next Xavier possession, almost another block on Brown. Almost the great defense finished with 4 blocks and 10 rebounds.
I have 349.
Deontay Christmas. So how many days till you start returning things? Christmas gathers the rebound, the ridiculous 3 from the corner. That's got to be a tough name to grow up with. I once dated a girl named Mary, and she swore her last name was Christmas. Yeah, I didn't buy that.
You shouldn't swear.
Merry Christmas. He had 23.
It is Christmas time in Philadelphia.
Rick Majerus in St. Louis. You know, a week earlier, the Billikens set a modern record for fewest points in the shot clock era. They scored 20. That was for the entire game. 20 points. They lost, as you might have expected, at George Washington. Now the 21st ranked Rhode Island Rams come to town. Not to be confused with New Hampshire, by the way. Will Daniels the steal all the way, and the foul. Missed the free throw. St. Louis was up just 6. But Daniels going to try to do something about that. Daniels, nice behind the back move and the bank shot. It was a 4-point game. Less than a minute left. St. Louis up 5. Tommy Liddell. Liddell said he didn't turn on the TV after that last game. Said tonight, I'm turning on TV. He scored 22. It's their first win over a ranked opponent in nearly 4 years.
Tennessee, the place to be in college basketball this season. 7th-ranked Vols hosting number 14 Vanderbilt. Memphis ranked higher than those two. Bruce Pearl's club, 24 straight home win. Oh, he busted out the Dreamsicle Blazer. Always good. Juwan Smith, good move on the other end off the turnover. Tennessee up 15-12. Later in the first, Tennessee up 7. Vandy, whoops, kicks it to the other guy, J.P. Price, lobbing it up to Tyler Smith. Oh, yeah, that's very nice for the young man. Vols up 9. Now, Vandy, number 1 in the SEC, 3-point shooting percentage, about 44%. Clip Thursday, not happening. Sean Foster misses. Keegan Bell. No, front iron. Foster, another miss. I move closer. Vandy, 0 for 10 from behind the arc. Kevin Stallings not pleased, but he knows shooters will come around. You know, they average 44%. You can't make them all. Jermaine Beal hits the 3. Foster then gets in the act. Vandy trying to come back down 8. 2 minutes to go. Same score. Tyler Smith pressure defense again. I'm telling you what, they will play. They will guard you if they're wearing orange. Juwan Smith again, Tyler Smith the other end. Tennessee up 10, wins by 20. Minnesota in winter. Freeze Gopher. 10th ranked Indiana in Minneapolis. That is the great freshman for Indiana, Eric Gordon. You know him. But how about Minnesota's freshman guard, Blake Hoffarber? 2007 Mr. Basketball Minnesota. Not bad. He's 6'4", makes him what, 6'6" with skates on, something like that in Minnesota. 49.4% three-point field goal shooting. That leads the Big Ten. And in SB Ward in 2005, best play. Remember this from high school? 2005 Minnesota Class 4A state championship. Hoffarber from his bottom. Look at that. Phenomenal stuff. The buzzer beater in OT, Hopkins High. That team would go on to win in double OT. Fantastic stuff. Hoffarber, though, here, look, he can shoot same spot, but doing it standing up just as good. He had 7 points. Gophers trailed at half by 8. Eric Gordon then. Yeah, 2007 Mr. Basketball in Indiana is a nice title as well. He hits the 3. He only had 12 in this one, but that was enough. Lance Stemler picking up some slack. Clutch triple there. Hoosiers up 1. Minnesota to tie. Lawrence McKenzie. The 3, we have no tie. We have Indiana winning by 5 and remaining perfect in conference. The Hoosiers are 15-1 under Kelvin Sampson.
All right, number 12, Butler at Cleveland State. The Vikings have never beaten a top 25 team in the regular season. That's Cleveland State's Joe Davis from 3. Now, A.J. Graves was only 2 for 11, but he hit that one-handed shot. finished only 5 points. They shot 34% from the floor. Cleveland State, Cedric Jackson and the foul. And then it's back to Joe Davis, and look out on the court. Gary Waters' team, second time in Cleveland State history, they defeat a ranked opponent, the other, in their only trip to the NCAA tournament in '86. As a 14 seed, they upset Indiana in the first round. All right, let's play. Which one of these schools is ranked? Tom Crean's Marquette squad or Louisville? They decided to pull out the throwback powder blues. Nice. And let's just say they're never going to wear them again. Marquette, three-point shooting, disastrous. And by the way, Marquette was the ranked team, number 13 for now anyway. They opened 2 for 20 from the field, as you see, 0 for 12 from 3. David Padgett has struggled with injuries this season. Little hook down low. Edgar Sosa, nice dish to Padgett. Padgett had 17. Dominic James. The drive falls hard to the ground. Watch it again. James goes down hard on his wrist. He would leave the game, not come back. Louisville a winner, making a case to be back in the top 25. They'll play Saturday at Seton Hall. So the teams ranked 12th, 13th, and 14th, all lost on the road Thursday night. Marquette and Vandy suffered 20-point losses, while Butler lost by 4 to Cleveland State. Again, the Vikes, the second win against a ranked team in school history. The other back in '86, the NCAA tournament, when they upset Indiana.
Friday in college hoops, Bucknell visiting Holy Cross. Terry Francona, manager of the Red Sox, in the house. First half, keep an eye on Kyle Cruz. He collides into Darren Mastropolo. No foul is called, but Mastropolo, a little worse for the wear, has got a bandage on the lip there. Second half now, Andrew Keister. An elbow to the mouth from Todd O'Brien. No foul again, and Keister, he's not feeling good, and his face is a crimson mask. He had to leave the game. Now, Bucknell's Pat Flannery on the left. Holy Cross's Ralph Willard. They're like, what the? Holy Cross 23-1 in their last 24 home games. Bucknell's O'Brien called for the charge, and Pat Flannery is like, forget it. That is it. Now it's go time. He gets ejected, had to be restrained. Too bad he missed his team going a 12-4 run in the final minutes. Rob Thomas and one. Bucknell 73-65. They're 3-0 in the Patriot League.